Ultralight. Apologies for the traffic noise, but I'm going to show you the 9 Velo disc wheel that I've been testing. Just out doing some interval sessions on the TT bike, absolute pain. Pain in the hammies. Quite an interesting construction for a disc wheel. So it's not foam core, and I've left the valve cover off to show you. It's not interior spoked like a head wheel or an Aero coach wheel. It's completely hollow, so it's like the lightweight, the expensive lightweight disc wheels, and it's insanely light. I think it's 900 and something grams. I'm riding it with a 30mm 5000 TR, which is giving me problems with the brakes because of the flex in the frame and the wheel. I'm getting quite a lot of brake rub. So when I stand up out the saddle, up a climb, I'm actually slowing down because I get so much brake rub, and that's partially to do with the wheel. And partially to do with the skinny chainstays and seat stays on this bike. It's just not very stiff out of plane. Also the down tube is very, very narrow. Now they give you some 3M stickers to cover over that. I think they come with like 10 in the packet or something, but the problem is every time you want to top it up, you know, lose the sticker, or the sticker is thrown away. And I'm running this, controversially, I'm actually running this tubeless, which means that topping up is going to be quite common. And I'm always changing pressures depending on the road surface. Just started to rain now. So I just wish they'd have provided a more permanent solution to covering that up, like a Velcro hole, like the Far Sports one that I used to have had a little Velcro hatch on it, which worked really well. So I'm probably going to make something to cover this up myself on the 3D printer, or maybe out of a sheet of carbon or something. But other than that, it's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of a slight lenticular shape. See, it's domed on the non-drive side, and I've been speaking to Dan Bigham, and there's quite a lot of research being done on the lenticular shape of the disc wheel, whether it's flat or lenticular, and it can actually provide quite a lot of sail effect if the disc wheel is the right shape. Obviously at my speeds of 40 k's an hour, it's probably not doing fuck all. Whoa, Inception. Just a little note on that Technical University of Eindhoven paper on disc wheel geometry and lenticular disc. Now, first of all, what is a lenticular disc? Before we see if 9 Velo have done this by design or by pure luck. Well, a lenticular disc is something with a kind of bulbous shape in the middle. It can be symmetrically lenticular or semi-lenticular, so flat on one side like the 9 Velo is. Interestingly, it says in the abstract of this paper, which I've linked in the description below, obviously their methodologies, they tested all different tyres. I guarantee they didn't test it with a 30, which is what I'm riding. But interestingly, we can see in the abstract, if you just take the abstract, all but one of the simulated semi-lenticular wheels perform better than flat discs at all yaw angles. So here we can see the CD reductions. Semi-lenticular wheels provide a lower CD at medium and large yaw angles compared to corresponding symmetric lenticular wheels. So it seems like this is the shape to go for a semi-lenticular disc wheel, which is what 9 Velo has done. By design or by pure luck, I don't know, but they've got it right, according to this paper. Yeah, bike's going good. I'm out riding my own risers here, the Peak Torque riser system. So I'm going to go back to the stock Giant risers and do an aero test. I've got a Ghibli aero sensor that needs using. But yeah, it took me about an hour before I did this ride to get the brakes ready. The brakes are absolutely shit. They either work or they rub. This front wheel is a Far Sports 50mm rim, one that I built myself about 6-7 years ago now. Still going strong. The Bitex hub, Sapphire X-ray spokes, and yeah, it's just quite a nice complement. It's very light. With this disc wheel, the whole bike's pretty light. Most heavy part of it is the 105 crank. One more 15-minute interval at threshold, and then we're going home because the sky is beginning to bruise and we should be forced to camp. So I'm continuously impressed by the 9 Velo stuff. It tends to be very, very good quality, and the way this is made, the quality on show is absolutely stunning, to be honest. I'll give you a quick Freehub sound check in a minute, but yeah, if I had anything to mention, it might just be, I think they need to work on the stiffness a little bit and make a better solution for the valve hole. But apart from that, like I said, the quality of the carbon on there, aesthetically, is the best I've seen on any disc wheel. And the thing I like about the rim brake Trinity is obviously I can adjust the dropout to get a snug fit in there. However, like I mentioned, the pivots on the V brakes, just about see, just in front of the brake pads, with this 30mm tyre, they are rubbing a little bit. So I'm actually going to move the wheel that way more to give it more clearance, or I can just file a corner off those pivots, which will void the warranty, of course, but just in there. Anyway, they work okay. Obviously this is a smooth carbon brake track, so it's not the best. But you know, if it's pissing with rain, probably wouldn't ride. To be honest, it's not my problem. But there's the lenticular shape, so it's bulbous on the non-drive side and flat on the drive side. So yeah, continually impressed by 9Velo stuff. I do have a discount code for 9Velo. I've used the road stuff, the mountain bike stuff, still going strong, and I think they are one of the best direct-to-consumer wheel brands from China. So if you're interested, the link or the code will be in the description below. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one. Quick free up sound check for all the tarts.